Adam Brasher was a prominent superhero in the 1960s, donning the persona of Blue Marvel. Born in Chicago, Illinois, he was a talented athlete as an All American football player. Not only that, he is also a highly IQ'd physics professor, which allowed him to master the energy of antimatter. Adam fought bravely in that time for the interests of the United States government and its citizens. President Kennedy awarded Adam the Presidential Medal of Freedom due to his methods of securing the country. However, when his costume became damaged, it revealed his face. Racial tension exploded, and because of that, Blue Marvel was forced into retirement. But let's get more into his history. When Adam Bernard Brasher became an adult, he enlisted as a private first class in the United States Marine Corps, and already a college undergrad. Adam won medal after medal and saved the lives of 3 other Marines. The white Marines in his platoon did not appreciate how high speed he was and all the recognition he was receiving. So they found ways to abuse him, except a sergeant named Connor Sims. This is because he was one of the Marines' lives that Adam had saved when he was a private. This opened Sergeant Connor's eyes, and he himself decided to fight and stand against racism. After the war, Adam becomes an All-American football player and graduated magna cum laude from Cornell University. He majored in electrical engineering and theoretical physics. Afterwards, he was hired on a government contract to build a reactor. The mission was to build on that so it could transfer antimatter into efficient energy. This huge explosion happens. I know, cliche, but Connor Sims pulled out Adam Brasher in time and saved his life. He also worked on the base with Brasher at the time of the explosion, but both men still absorb the antimatter. It totally disfigures Sims, but when Brasher absorbs it, he becomes an OP superhero. I mean, he was even OP as a regular human being. So maybe the antimatter fused with him better is because he had the genes to do it. The abilities Blue Marvel has are colorful, ranging from sublight speeds. He can breathe in space, can survive nuclear explosions. He has force blasts and a ridiculous amount of strength. Because he is a technologically gifted superhero, he built a pressurized base underneath the sea and also a negative reactor. As a matter of fact, when he was deep in the sea, he also met and befriended Namor. Blue Marvel was covered to speak on a superhero that is vaguely known, but extremely powerful. However, there are unsung heroes that are in plain sight but go unnoticed, maybe even mutants. Which brings me to Hawkeye. Clint Barton wears the moniker of Hawkeye, which is a military term used to signify a perfect shot. He never misses. Never. Hawkeye can shoot an arrow with accurate precision compared to most humans. Hawkeye is a Ranger, Green Beret, or Navy SEAL on steroids, with an array of fighting techniques and specialized bow and arrows. For instance, he has arrows that are equipped with gas that explode on impact. Before he became Hawkeye, Clint Barton and his brother Barney ran away from an abusive orphan home. They wind up finding a circus and meet a mentor named Trickshot, and he teaches Clint how to use the bow and arrow. However, they fell out over a theft, but Clint Barton moved along and became an Avenger through Iron Man. This is the short version because it did not necessarily go smoothly. At first, Clint battled with Iron Man because of Black Widow, who seduced Hawkeye into helping her fight and defeat Iron Man, but it did not work. And Clint eventually saw Iron Man in the light that he first adored him in total awe in Marvel.
So then Clint Barton became Hawkeye as a second generation Avenger in the original comics. Moreover, his skill increases in various ways, such as a keen mind for detail, which was said to be as sharp as his arrowheads. Hawkeye was willing to do what it takes during every mission. For those of you that are aware, in a fight with Crossfire, he lost hearing, firing a sonic arrow at close range to stop Crossfire. This is why in some comic versions you see him with the hearing aid. The bow and arrow are Hawkeye's weapons of choice, but he also is nice with a sword. This explains why, when he becomes Ronin, he is going ham, adopting a Punisher like persona when his family was taken from Thanos' infamous snap. But in the comic version, who became Ronin because Norman Osborn created an evil version of the Avengers during the Dark Reign series. He gave the name Hawkeye to Bullseye, so Clint Barton took the pseudonym of Ronin. So he had enemies like all heroes do, including Baron Zemo, who got upset with Hawkeye because he took the Thunderbolts under his wing and he mentored them. In current times, however, the Thunderbolts are led by the Winter Soldier. There we have it. Hawkeye, a street-level fighter like Daredevil and Punisher. But at the same time, he accompanies the Avengers on galactic missions. With no powers, though? Funny you mention that, people, because my thought is, what is up with that King Eye and never missing his target? Like I said before, he never misses. To me, that is a power, more like a mutant ability. There is one thing to be precise, but even the best archers in the world miss sometimes. This man, Clint Barton, Hawkeye, was born with an enhanced ability of hawk-like eyesight. Remember the first Avengers? When he said he sees better from far away on top of a high surface? So like Thor, I think he is one out of two people on the team born with an ability. I mean, he ain't the Thunder God, of course, but Captain America had the super soldier serum. He was a scrawny kid before it. Hulk was exposed to gamma rays. See where I'm getting at? Hey, but speaking of super soldier serum, I would love to see a what if Hawkeye was given the super soldier serum. So that is my take on Hawkeye and why I think he is sort of like a mutant, but people aren't saying it. And also identifying the power of Blue Marvel. So we have two heroes that are maybe known and not known. Of course, Hawkeye is known, but Blue Marvel, I think, could be a toss up. So, what are your thoughts on this, on their abilities? What do you know? Let's talk, people. Get in the chat, hit me up, fire it up, and I'll be right back and we can go over this. Okay? Give me 1 second. All rights reserved to Marvel Comics and the beautiful artists and writers that give us all these wonderful characters to talk about. Thank you for tuning in. Comics on the go, bro. Yeah, baby.